So welcome, good evening. My name is Hong Min. I'm the CEO at Temecula Valley Hospital. And I welcome everyone to come to our community meeting to talk about our master facility plan. Just quickly going through our agenda, we're going to go through some introductions of myself and my CEO, who will also be my co-presenter. We'll be talking about our community needs, and then we'll be talking about the reason we're here, which is to go over our master facility plan. We'll talk about the current plan, our different phases and what we're proposing, and then we'll also talk a little bit about the different services that we offer. So that's me. I'm the CEO. I'm on the right, and the good-looking man on the left, that's Brian Visser, my COO, who's also going to be my co-presenter. We've actually done this a couple of times before, right, Brian? And Brian is he's an excellent leader at our hospital, and he'll be presenting the proposed changes for our master facility plan, the different plans that we have to build out our hospital to be better able to serve this growing community that we all live in and love. So our objectives, really want to share with the community the changes to our master facility plan. And as you know, we are in a very growing community, a wonderful community where there's been a lot of efforts made by the city and the community to develop plans for improving the quality of life for all of our residents, and the build out of the hospital is a major part of that. And this plan isn't something that just happened, but we've been working on this for several years. Please come on in, we have lots of seats. This is the first part of the process, and we'll be continuing to take this to the rest of the city council for approval. And we were here in this room, about a year and a half ago to talk about our behavioral health hospital and how it relates to the master facility plan. In this version of the master facility plan, the behavioral health hospital is no longer included. So that's going to be the big change from what we proposed a year and a half ago. So Temecula is a fast-growing community. If you look at the population growth from 2010 to 2025, you see the numbers there. That's a dramatic increase, an increase of over 15%. In fact, this county that we're in, Riverside County, is the fastest-growing county in California. And I heard that it was the fourth largest or fastest-growing county in all the U.S. So there's a lot of growth and expansion happening here. And as a hospital, TVH is 12 years old. And what we've seen was also an increase in the demand for the services that we offer. In 2015, we had almost a little shy of 38,000 visits. Last year, that number ballooned to almost 49,000. That's almost a 30% increase. If you look at the hospital admissions in 2015, we have 6,300 patients. Last year, over 9,000, representing a 46% increase. So what does this mean? Well, the population is growing quickly, but the demand and the needs for the hospital and healthcare services are outpacing that growth by 2-3 times that amount. Not only are healthcare services very needed within the community, we're happy to be able to say that at Temecula Valley Hospital, we provide some excellent healthcare services. We are the regional center for cardiac care, advanced cardiac care. So we're a STEMI receiving center. We conduct open heart surgeries. We have complex structural heart services and provide advanced imaging services. So really, in this community, nobody else provides the services that we do. We're also a comprehensive stroke center, and we've been recognized and received many accolades around the quality of services that we provide. We're also the hospital that provides critical care services and the only one that provides 24/7 intensivist services. So in terms of the quality of care that we provide, we provide excellent care for our communities. Leapfrog is an outside organization that rates the quality of hospitals. Happy to share that in the 12 years that we've been in existence, we've received 10 A scores. So we provide great care for all of our patients in the community. So as we continue to provide these great services to our community, the demand continues to grow. We're really at a point where we need to continue to expand our physical footprint to serve the demanding needs of the community. To share a little bit more about our current state and our plans going forward, I want to invite Brian Visser on up, and he'll be sharing our plans to move forward.
Thank you, Hong. Appreciate that. So I get to talk a little bit about the different phases of our master facility plan. And obviously, the current hospital plan is going to be a 3-phase plan. What we have on our current campus right now, which is in our background, is phase 1. And so phase 1 includes our current emergency room, which is 21 beds. We have a 140-bed inpatient tower that includes 20 ICU beds. We've got surgery and cath lab suites to offer all the variety of services that Hong just mentioned. So this is the current phase 1 of our plan. This is what currently exists. We are proposing with our master, this is just to give you an illustration of what is on the current plan. We also have a small storage building on our campus as well. What we are proposing is a change to the current approved master facility plan. So the approved master facility plan does include some expansion, and what we are proposing to take forward is a change to that plan. So what you can see here is that the current approved plan includes an expanded ER, a second inpatient tower, actually 2 medical office buildings, a cancer center, and a fitness center. And so we are proposing some changes to this plan to accommodate the needs of the community, as Hong just outlined, to better meet the needs of our community, not just now, but also in the future. So what we're proposing is adding 2 more phases to our master facility plan. And phase 2 is largely the same as what you just saw, with a couple of exceptions. We want to continue to expand the emergency room. We've also, since we originally opened the hospital, we've launched a residency program. So we are training physicians here. In fact, we have about 200 doctors training in the Valley that's associated with Southwest Healthcare and bounce between the various hospitals for training, which we're quite proud of. And we need some additional classroom space for those residents. And so we're going to build a second story on top of the ER to accommodate them. An additional inpatient tower, because we are largely at capacity in the hospital, a medical office building, which we refer to as a healthplex. So this is a medical office building that would include outpatient services, potentially lab, radiology, ambulatory surgery potentially. There's a lot of opportunities in this space to try to meet the needs of our community, as well as also building out a central utility plant, which is really key infrastructure for the hospital. It allows us to be able to be more efficient in how we cool and heat the building and better meet the needs of our patients in the physical space. Phase 3 of that building, and this could again be a very long time in the future, but as the community grows, this would give us the ability to add another inpatient tower, a second medical office building, and a parking structure to help accommodate the additional traffic on campus. And at this point, we'd have to relocate the helipad onto the roof of that parking structure. And I've got some illustrations here to help show what this looks like. So the gray is the current phase of our master facility plan. The green is phase 2. So this is what we are proposing to be built. And you can see that each of these boxes and the layers on those boxes indicate the size of those buildings. So this would be a 2-story ER expansion, 4-story medical office building, and inpatient tower would be 5 stories. The helipad would remain in its same location during phase 2 of this project. Also with phase 2, that's worth mentioning, the additional parking would be built out. This in the phase 2 parking would double would double at this time. Did you have a question? It would be in alignment with our current services, so cardiac, neuro, and general medical surgical patients. We want to align those services, and actually I think the other element to our master facility plan, while we've removed the behavioral health hospital from our campus, from this plan, we're also in agreement that we would not be opening inpatient psych in this unit either, in the second tower. So this would be available for attracting primary care, so additional family medicine doctors, as well as specialists. And that's where, when we get ready to really build this out, we would start working with community doctors to identify what are the needs in the community. So it could be additional cardiac services, potentially oncologists to take care of cancer patients. There's a lot of opportunity for that, but as you very much focus on the needs of the community in that regard. So we try to support what we continue to prioritize in the community. There's a lot of cardiac, a lot of neuro, as well as there's a shortage of family medicine and internal medicine as well. As of right now, that is not part of our plan. But again, we're not so much, what we're proposing is the physical spaces. There'd still be work that would go on in terms of what the service would be within the buildings themselves. And then this illustrates in the purple what phase 2 of our project would be. And again, this could be many, many years in the future. And I anticipate that construction of this nature would be many, many years, decades in the future. But you can see there'd be a second medical office building, the parking structure to accommodate that traffic. You can see the relocation of the helipad there. And then the third inpatient tower, which would connect and create sort of a U on those buildings. Any other questions? So in summary, this proposed plan will help us really accomplish giving us the capacity to meet the needs of our community. Because we know that as the community grows, we have a fairly young population now. The average age in the city of Temecula is 36, 37 years old, but we're also a growing population. So as that population grows and then ages, they will need more access to healthcare. And we're seeing that in emergency rooms now, so that will really help us to better serve the patient population going forward. The medical office building in particular will help us to attract additional physicians across those specialties that we know are in short supply. In fact, there's very few specialties that I'm aware of here in this community that we aren't in short supply of. If you talk to our family physicians, they struggle to get access for patients to specialty care. And so I think it's a great opportunity for us to build services in our own community so that folks don't have to travel long distances in order to access care, which is really our goal. We want to be able to be that regional center for excellence so that folks can get the care here at home. Likewise, we want to improve access to outpatient healthcare services in our healthplex, in particular, outpatient lab, imaging, outpatient surgery, things like that are in growing demand. And we'd love to be able to provide those services on our campus, and we think that would be a great value to our community as a whole. And then obviously whenever you build these new structures, you also invest in advanced technology, right? So we're excited about the potential opportunities for what new technology would be invested as we grow these services. Ultimately, these accomplishments with the expansion of our master facility plan, these align very closely aligned with the quality of life master plan that's been established by the city of Temecula. And we feel ourselves privileged to be able to contribute to such a great community by providing those services by what we're proposing to build out here.
For the inpatient tower, do you have a firm time frame when you start to look into that?
So we don't have necessarily firm timelines, but essentially to give you a rough idea of how long it takes to develop projects like this, obviously we're part of a corporation. We have to work on securing funding to build these projects. This is in the hundreds of millions of dollars to do these projects, and so these kinds of decisions aren't taken lightly. Once that funding is secured, which could take a significant amount of time, you have to work through regulatory processes. In the state of California, there's an organization called HCI that has to review all the projects and make sure that they're up to code. A project of this size, it would take probably a year, if you're lucky, to finish the design process of that project. And then it would take another year, probably for HCI to review and approve said project. So in reality, we're looking at multiple years from now before, if everything went perfect, before we even got a shovel in the ground. And so that I want to be realistic that these are, we are confident in that these plans will address the needs of our community, and the quicker we can get these plans approved, the quicker we can start to work on these next steps of that process. I mean, in terms of, that's one of those strategic decisions that would still need to be made. There's an argument to be made for any of these services, because obviously you want to build an ER, because anyone that's been treated in our ER in the wintertime knows how busy it is during flu season. So you want to be able to improve that, but you also need a place to be able to put those patients. So, you know, it is truly a strategic process to make sure that you're doing what is best for the community, best for patient care at the same time. And there's a strong argument to be made for any one of those services to sort of go first. But certainly we know how important they all are. Yep. And I realize we've taken questions throughout, but that is our presentation. So if there's more specific questions, we're happy to take them at this time.
Is there any chance to move up the parking garage? That's the biggest thing we hear in the lobby.
So what I will say is I want to go back to this drawing. So when we do build out to phase 2 of this project, surface level parking right now is just over 400 spots, and phase 2 takes us to over 900 spots. So we will more than double that parking at that point in time, and you can see where it will all go. So the big empty lot in the front of the hospital, that'll all be covered parking. So hopefully, again, we know that parking is a challenge, and we look forward to hopefully addressing that here by more than double the current amount of parking that we currently have. All right. Any other questions? All right, well, please, if you haven't had refreshments, please enjoy, and we're here to answer any questions if you have them. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate your time.